Hey everyone, Lensmanoz here and welcome back to Manufactio. So last episode we got this nifty new gun. This episode I'd like to work on a better power, or work towards a better power storage. So at the moment, the only power storage I have is these 3 batteries over here. Or 4 batteries, sorry. These four guys, 4 capacitors. Actually, I've got another capacitor over here. I think they're HVs over there, and yeah, there's one here, whoop, which is a HV as well. So they hold 8 million IF or RF or however you want to say it. They hold 8 million each. I need to add ender pearls to that thing there. And I'd like to make it so that we can store a little bit more power and not be so reliant on everything working all the time. I've been doing a little bit of I've got a few ender pearls. Doing a little bit of cleaning up around the base, and some optimizing of some pipe work and some little bit of decorating around some of the machines. I started doing this in the previous episode, but I've started really spreading out the concrete on the floor. This should absorb pollution if it's here. It's just the bone meal effect on double tall flowers. But yeah, I've condensed down a lot of the presses so that they're the smaller version. I've still got a little bit of tweaking. This one's not quite right. That needs to move into there. But I think I've come up with a fairly compact little singular press setup where we've got the single spot chest input and the single spot chest output. Redstone control hooking up and turning the servo on and off. It needs a low signal or it won't pump. And this is working quite well. That's our tin plate. We don't use a lot of that. You'll notice there's a press missing, and that's for the copper wires. I was really struggling on getting copper wires, so I've gone and made a little array over here for the copper wire. And that guy's full because this one has a really long lead of the redstone. I think I need to probably cut that out a little. I don't know whether it'll make much difference. I may need to put a booster or something on it just to make sure it cuts off a little earlier than it has. Although it's not too bad. We've got a full wooden storage crate. Now I'm starting to go away from the bins, and I'll show you why. Let's just see. I think it's... No, I've got to find which button it is. Insert. There it is. So I've got the mod lag goggles on here, and I think I've shown it before. I'm going to profile the world for a second. And what this does is it'll just take into account everything that's happening, and you can see my skybox sort of just jumping a little there. Just a little bit of world lag. Tends to be contained down to something like a backstuffed servo or something, which is what I said about last episode or one before. But this is a really good way of seeing where your lag is and working towards trying to minimize lag. So one thing that this shows you fairly clearly is that these guys, and look, I know 21 microseconds a tick isn't much, but when you add all of them up, it does get there. Like that one's 73, that's 79. So these guys are all doing a fair amount. Again, it's not heaps, but you add them all together and they compound. But one thing that you'll notice here is vanilla chests don't have any. Yeah, vanilla chests, there's no lag like that. And my single spot chest is the same. The other thing that doesn't have it is the wooden storage crates from Immersive Engineering. Now, wooden storage crate full holds just about the same amount. It's just a little bit shy. I think it's about 17 something, 1800, somewhere around there, and it's just shy of an advanced bin. So to be honest, I mean, if you want the pretty graphic with the thing telling you what's on the outside, fine. Just be aware that all these blocks adding up, and I mean, you can see all the lag generation in my world here. Obviously, the darker the color, the worse. All of it adds up. So the more you can minimize what's in it, the better. Like this guy here, What's he ticking hard for? Pulverized iron. Oh, there goes my sword. Done that a few times now. Are you stuck? No, you're running. Alright, so all sorts of things generate lag, and if you can minimize it as much as possible, then it's better for your world. So you can see some of the bins here are missing. I think one was dirt, one was the things that turn into ender pearls. These guys are resonant, and then the destabilized and the energized. So all of these running through this machine, which is why I've got so many ender pearls. This is all hooked up. So this here, I've put a retriever on. Hello, retriever, and it's just retrieving these things into this unit. I don't know what other recipes. And do we have a crystallizer? Your recipes. Oh, we can put hardened sand in nether quartz. It's just as an automatic recipe. Those guys are probably the best ones. Hello, friend. Goodbye, friend. But yeah, if you're doing this, just be aware, or if you're playing the pack, just be aware of what can and can't cause lag. And I think I specified it in the last episode. Inserters cause lag. So this one here is 47. It's doing nothing. Honestly, it's doing nothing. But these guys can be swapped out for those inserter slabs, which cause nothing. So yeah, just one for everyone out there. Once your base gets to a certain size, you're going to start having lag issues, and it's going to cause a little bit of TPS problems or you know, world issues every now and then. So just be aware of what's can and can't cause lag, and if you want to go in and put the lag goggles mod in, it's quite handy. So yeah, they're the main things I've done. A little bit of tidying up there, clean that up. I have automated retrievers now, so they're in. I've got another assembler down here, so this will make reinforced retrievers from drones and yeah, and some stuffs. So they are all available now to me. Got all this junk. And you know, I've pretty much just logged in. I did a little bit of work yesterday, but yeah, there's still plenty to do in this world. But yeah, let's get on to today. One thing I did set up over here, you'll notice I put another hopper on this guy. This hopper is set up to have all of the researchers except for Anomaly and the military. And what I can do here is I can set something in here to process. So in this case, I went through and put in one of these guys. Which one was it? I set something up to process. It's terrible. Is it you? No. This one, I think. No. Because it flags up as not being complete. Not that one. Oh my gosh. Randy. Oh, this one. So in the submission station, you can select a task to do, and because these are sitting here waiting to go, it will actually consume what it needs and not anything else. So I can now claim the inserter stack upgrade. Not that I'm using it, but it was more just a proof of concept to say that, you know, while I'm off doing other stuff, yes, I can manually hand things in, but if I'm not really interested in doing something straight away, are you running? No, I didn't change you over. If you're not interested in getting something done straight away, you can come in here. So let's have a look at what we can get done. We can probably set this one up. So fluid handling 4. So let's look in here. See if we can find fluid handling 4. Somewhere. Did I miss it? There it is. So I can go tick, and you'll see these starting to come in. So it's going to go through its input, and obviously with the bins over on the the hut full, anything we're producing now will fill up from my system. So I can now walk away, and as long as I don't forget, like I just did there before, that that's the one I'm doing, I'll be okay. Okay, let's set up what I was doing over here. And we're going to hand in some manual. You can have ender pearls, because that works too, right? I do need to get some more alien goo. I should be collecting it from over there, actually. Well, I believe it's automatically going over there. Yep, cool. The other thing I did, I've just gone through this whole rant about using bins and stuff, but I had a lot of cobble and a lot of dirt from like bulldozing mountains and stuff that are all gone. Hello. Had a lot of that stuff around in the system, and it was very full. So now what I've done is I've condensed down and put retrievers, don't do that, put retrievers on those things, and I've got a lot more space now in my system. One thing I just asked Golrith for last night was a EMC or a recycler, well, probably just a recycler recipe for the basic and advanced bins at least. Because honestly, once you get advanced bins, there's no real use for basic bins, and I'd rather use, of course I'm plugging my own mod, I'd rather use the single spot chest because it doesn't create lag for a item inventory, rather than using anything else, if that makes sense. So just personal preference, something that doesn't cause lag and holds the same amount, why not? So I'd like to be able to get rid of all those bins, because if I type in bin here, I've got 12 advanced, which, funny, because some of these stack and some don't. Like, they're in different areas of the thing, I think. And then I got a whole bunch of basic ones, so I don't need them anymore. Let me recycle them. Give me some materials back. I don't care if it's all of them, but let me recycle some of that away. Alright, I've rambled for a third of the episode so far. Let's look at getting... Open this guy up. I'd like to look... You done? No. Cool. That was the other one I was working on slowly. This guy's done. There's a bit of iron and copper and diamond. You know where I'm going to set this one up? Let's quickly do this. I know I've just gotten sidetracked, but let's zoom over here. Over to this guy, because it's already set up here. So why bother putting it in that one nearby? So let's just make sure I'm in the chunk. Cool. I'm going to open the book. Oh, actually, let's just do a quick scan. My scanner. There it is. Advanced ore scanner. If I go ping, we've got 153,000 iron, 751 gold, 84 emerald, and a little bit of lead. If I detect, claim, back, scan, 153, 71, 84, let's see if this works. Lead, redstone, iron. See, all that stuff is now in this chunk. Copper and diamond. Cool. So this will just keep going. It's using base power anyway and pumping it straight back into the system, but we're good on iron at the moment. Let me turn... Oop, low point. There we go. Turn that off. Thank you, base. Load in. You think it'd be loaded because I've got a chunk loader on the roof here. And that's inputting direct there. So you can see I've had to put the... That's almost full. I might have to turn that drill off. This is an ultimate bin with 100,000 iron ore in it. And I've got 50 odd, 56,000, 57,000 iron ingots there. And a bunch that still needs to be processed, which I've got him turned off at the moment because things were full. I'll turn him back on. Surely there's not 10,000 iron in there, and we are now pulling science, and I'm about to pull a bunch more. Anyway, cool. In nanotech, I was watching Frogman's video. He's got a induction matrix from Mekansism. I'd like to play around with one of these, but I need to unlock it first. So To get there, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need the thermal evaporation. So that's 150 each of red, green, blue, yellow, pink. Red, green, blue. Okay, is that enough? Hello? Let me guess. Some things are able to use your inventory, some are not. Alright, cool. So that is the thermal evaporator. Not sure if I need that for this setup, but that's cool. We'll get to it. And then that should allow me to unlock this guy. So energy cubes, 200 of each. We're going to get... I need probably another... Just grab a bit of each. Cool. Excellent. So that's the basic energy cube, which basic... It holds 800... Is that 8 million? 800k. 800,000? 800,000 RF, which is decent. For some energy tablets, that's cheap enough. These things, I think I've got them set up as autocraft. So, yeah, basic energy cubes are now unlocked. That gives me the ability to go for basic induction matrix. So an induction matrix is a multi-block structure that can store a massive amount of power. That's what I'm going for. I don't want the bottom tier one though. I want to work towards getting some of these higher tier ones. I do digital mining. Squirrel. Cool thing with digital mining is you could set them up to pick up polluted earth. You should be able to set that up and just have one sitting nearby, and if it finds some, whoop, picks it up. Advanced is 250. What do they hold? Even more energy stored in a single block. So we've got 800k, and look, I've kind of made a big dent in my... the factory's going to kick off. I'm sure we'll run out of power in a minute. May have to shut some stuff down. Because my ultimate goal is to place all my boilers over there. So rip out all the ones that are in the base. So this big guy here, these 4 that I've got up there, and then we've got this 1 or 2 that I've got here. One. And have them all out over there with the other ones running off the reactor. And that will get rid of any of the coal polluting, because the reactor is cheap and free. Well, not polluting. And I can make the fuel from EMC. So anything I want to dump in there, good, gets me more stuff. And now that I've gone and explored the base here, this is starting to generate a bit more pollution. See, I've gone and spread a bit more floor around. So I'm going to need to be a little bit more vigilant in this area to make sure that I can use up the pollution. Hence why I just planned on having a few sunflowers around. Maybe put a little bit of a decorative border around the outside of it. With maybe a vacuum hopper or something nearby, or an absorption hopper. Be able to pick up the drops. Hopefully that works. I do need to... I don't want to put another filter here, but I will if I have to. Anyway. Alright, so what do the induction matrices take now that we've unlocked basic ones? Oh no, these are... I haven't unlocked the basic one yet. So induction casing is aluminium plate, Osmo titanium aluminiumide steel, and lead plates. Cool. And the induction port, energy tablets, elite control circuits. Yeah, that's pretty basic. Excuse me. So let's see. 400 each. Okay. this a few times. Hopefully we'll get enough. Come on, pick up the high tech. It's floating around. Really? Take that, and that. Claim a bit more. Cool. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little bit derpy in my opinion, the whole right clicking with something in your without anything in your hands sort of thing. Cool. So okay, basic induction. What didn't that claim? Okay. Push the right button, Lens. Push the right button. Okay. So we have the induction cell, which is a lithium dust, and energy cell, and then the basic energy cube, and then the induction provider, which will put out 25,000 RF a tick, I think. So we're going to need to generate lithium, which comes from chemical crystallizer. So I need one of them. Lithium is made from liquid lithium in a rotary decon. Yeah, we've made them before. Liquid lithium comes from the thermal evaporative controller. So we're going to need one of these guys and all its associated goodness. And that's generated from brine. Brine is made from the thermal evap controller with water into brine, or I think you can make it from salt. Now I somehow have a bunch of salt. I'm not sure where it's come from, but I've got a bunch of salt. So I might do both of these. I'll set up 2 of these guys. And I'm not going to be able to do it anywhere near as efficiently as anyone else. It's been a long time since I set these guys up. But I will do this setup. Uses of this here. Okay, so we're going to need a couple of rotary. We're going to need at least 2 of these, 2 of these. All right, so this guy is a multi-block. Again, it's been a long time since I've made one. Thermal. No, that's not what I want. I want mechanism. So that's these guys. So I'm going to need thermal evaporation controller. So I'm going to need 2 of these, which comes from thermal evaporation blocks, which is copper plates around a high voltage coil block, which should be HV wire around iron. No, that's not what I wanted to click. Back. So steel wire and aluminium wire around a stick, or okay, steel wire and aluminium wire gives me 2. Oh, what's a stick, honestly? So I need to make sure I've got all these things set up and processing. Let's go back. I need to make these guys. Let's go back and copper plates, yes, we have going. Okay, so this, I'm going to need a couple of the valves, so that's cool. That's pretty sure one in, one out, and then yeah, they're the blocks. So these can be powered. Normally put 4 solar panels on top, the big solar panels. These guys, advanced solar generators. I've got a few of them around. So let's look. What have we got? Got a few minutes left. Let's see if we can make. See if we can make what we need. So I'm going to need. I don't even know how many of these I need. I'm probably going to have to actually look that up, because I've got a feeling the taller it is, the more efficient it is, or the more it produces. Let's look at making. Geez, that's for 1. I'm really considering just automating this because. So for 1 of these guys, 1 block takes all that material. So, all right, let's look into this. Aluminium wire, steel wire, aluminium wire can come from a metal press. So, okay, got a bit of aluminium. got a storage container over there that I want to drain out. So once it's drained, I can break it down and get rid of it. Let's see what we've got. So that's steel, that's good. So we can do steel into wire. We do aluminium plate already, very nice. Plate. I think I'm going to need to make... What are you doing? What are you for? Gold ingots. There's... Oh yeah, you're full. That's right. I haven't hooked this up because this isn't empty. There's just the backlog, right? Right, so we're going to need... You make the rods, I believe. Yep, iron rod. Got a press here. You make steel rods. 2 presses over here. You'll make an electrum plate. You're making electrum wire. Okay, so I need aluminium wire. Someone really wants me. Where is it? Are they trying to shoot him? Oh, shooting that guy up there. We do have a couple of friends over here, right? Hey! How did I miss? Honestly, how did I miss? Ridiculous. Hi. Leave me alone. It's funny, I was testing retrievers out, and I placed 3 single stack chests down, and I was just testing whether a retriever pulls from a filtered bin, which it does, by the way. It can pull back out through a filter. So keep that in mind if you're doing something. Because it'll pull from anywhere in your system. And I had them set up here on the ground, and I literally put it down and one of those guys spawned on it. So it doesn't matter how lit up it is, doesn't matter if there's a lantern or anything, those things don't care. They just spawn wherever they feel like it. I don't know why, but it was literally under my feet, because I'm going, where is this thing? And turn around, it's under my feet. So that's all I can think is it spawned on top of the chest. But I'm right next to a light source, unless it spawned on this glowstone nook. But I've got a lantern here. I've got a lantern there. So it shouldn't have spawned, but it did. Anyway, I digress. This is going to take a bit of work to get going, so I'm going to need a few of these presses. Well, I'll probably need the assembly, yes. Not an excavator. I don't think there's any other way of making the wires, is there? Metal press, engineer's workbench. 2 steel for 2 steel. 1 steel plate for 2 steel wire. That'll be the best way of doing it. So we're going metal presses. Metal press, where are you? Metal press. Okay, so 1 for aluminium, 1 for steel. So left click to charge it. And remember, mine charges from this chest here. And all the stuff I should need for everything is all in this chest ready to go. Do I set it up in the middle of the base? I'm kind of liking this open area. I keep spreading out and things take longer to get from, you know, from here to there. Oof. Because I'm going to set up... I should have captured one of these. Set up like that instead of going the whole route here. So... I mean, I think just here's going to have to be fine. There? Yes, it's the right way. So left click to fill it again, and enough space. Cool. That should be enough between them. Grab my hammer. Hammer. I was cleaning up polluted water, by the way. That's why I've got all those tanks on me. Alright, so you guys... How many single spot chests do I have on me? Probably none. None. So I'm going to need, what? How many of these am I going to need, honestly? Let's just grab 4 of them. Gonna need some redstone. Gonna need a bunch of stuff. Got ducting. Cool. So honestly, it's as easy as this. I'm going to need some steel. You steel? Hello? Yes, you're steel. Cool. How many of those plate presses do I have? I need some wire ones. Plate. Nope. Plate. Press. I got one. I need another one. Cool. 2 of them. And we can get the 2 items hooked up. So again, you know, setting up your automation the best way you can, for me, is a much better way of doing things. Getting all nice and automated, so you don't have to worry about it again. Once you've made it, even if you need some more, you can just come over and grab them out of the chest. Where are you coming from? Skelly. Nighty night. I need to move the turret, the guns out. There's that one there spinning up. What is that guy? Probably need to move this guy out further. Stuff to be done. Anyway, so these are you, and then this with a filter somewhere. I could do retrievers. Eventually, I would like to change everything to retrievers, but I think for the moment that might be a bit of a pipe dream. So I need steel plate and aluminium plate, right? One of you, one of you, one of each. Okay, hello. Steel, not blacklist, I want it as hello, whitelist. Cool, let's get them filled while we wait. And then one of these on top. And then one of these at the back with reinforced will do. Cool. Working. Concrete's fine. It's not quite what I've been doing everything else in, but it's fine. Because eventually I'll have to do what I've been doing with pretty blocks. There and there. Do I have the comparators on me? Yes. I've got to say, I've been carrying these comparators for a very long time now. There. And there. I didn't grab any more redstone. It was daft. Quite daft indeed. Stack of redstone. Cool. You. Oops. Yeah, that's right, that doesn't work. I need to go one more block. Awesome. Nice. This needs to be low. This needs to be low. Good, and then we just need to connect this guy up. Come on, inch over. What have I got around here? Cool. Cool. Alright, so that is eventually going to be steel plates. Let's get some power to it. That would be really smart as well. That one. I'm just going to go across the top. Alright, so we now got steel and aluminium wires running. Cool, you can have that steel plate. Have that aluminium plate. Let's grab aluminium wire. steel wire, and a stick. I'm probably going to have to teach... I think I've actually got the system taught how to make sticks, because I do have other wires being made over there somewhere. Where are they? They're over here. Oh, you know what? Get out of my way. All you flowers and grass and stuff. Soak up some pollution. Thank you. Yep. So this one here uses the sticks. So they're accessible for the whole system. So this should have an input of sticks, does it? No. Oh no, it's recursive, so it'll use it from here, I guess. Anyway. Does one of these have some space? No, one of these does. Okay. So we need to make HV wire coils. Yeah, steel wire, aluminium wire, and sticks. Stick, steel wire, aluminium wire. There we go. 16 of each will end up in here and make our HV wire coils. So I can go A, get rid of them. Next thing we need to make is this. So we'll find another one. Once it makes some of these would be nice. And iron ingot. So I can just take one of the iron ingots here. Do you have any space? Nope. Nope. I know I've got some around somewhere. So it's really silly of me to leave all these little gaps, because obviously the thing's crafting, I may as well have it doing. There's one in here, so it'll probably be in this one. So you do that in the last thing. So iron ingots. I need to up this to 8 now. Yep, iron. So we'll end up having 8 of each of those things. That's fine, just because I need 8 HV wire. So hopefully I'm gonna do A on that, because that one's done and they are ready to rock once things get processed through, and I need to add that one last, once we get another one of these guys, I need to add that one last guy to that inventory. But next episode, and I'm gonna do this in between, are you broken? No, you just looked a bit funny there for a minute. Next episode, or in between episodes, I'll set up crafting recipes for this guy. So I'll place down another one of those units. Don't think I need a crafting recipe for this. I'm just going to set up this and then have it deposit X number into this chest like I normally do. So I've got them. So I'll probably set up, it's one of these, they're all 32s, aren't they? Yeah, most of them are 32s. Yep, so I'll just set it up in here so we've got 32 of them, and probably pull a couple of stacks out so we've got them ready to build. Next episode, thermal evaporation tower. I'll make these couple of guys. What are you? Oh, whoops. Chemical crystallizer. That one. One. Oh, that's what it's doing. Chemical. I need to click off there and go crystallizer. So this guy, I'll just make these ones manually, because I've got pretty much everything we need. I need a couple of steel casings. They're easy. So I'll make that guy up, or those couple of machines, and I'll come up with an area where we're going to set this up. I don't think I've got machine frames coming in here. But just about everything else. Why not have machine frames, right? But yeah, I'll make some. We'll set up an area. I might do it out here near the water, somewhere over here. And we will start our process towards having... Should I go over there? No, that's all going to be power. I think if I do it, build it over here somewhere. Because I only need to craft it, don't I? Yes, I need the lithium dust. So we need lithium dust to make some of these induction ports, so cool. Anyway, a little bit scatterbrained today, but got there in the end. Thanks everyone for watching. Comments below. Hope you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.